In the city of Varanasi, there lived a poor but kind-hearted man named Kavi. He was a simple potter who barely earned enough to feed himself, yet he never turned away anyone in need. Despite his poverty, he found joy in giving, even if it was just a kind word or a small bowl of rice. One evening, as Kavi sat outside his small hut, he saw a group of monks walking silently down the street. Their leader, a wise and serene monk, caught Kavi's attention. This monk was none other than the Buddha himself, who had come to Varanasi to teach the path of wisdom and compassion. Feeling a deep sense of respect, Kavi rushed inside his hut. He had no gold, no riches, and barely enough food for himself, but he had one possession that was dear to him, a small clay bowl, which he used to eat his meals. Without hesitation, he took the bowl, filled it with whatever little food he had, and humbly offered it to the Buddha. The Buddha smiled and accepted the offering. Seeing Kavi's selflessness, he turned to his disciples and said, "This man, though poor in possessions, is rich in kindness. True wealth is not measured by gold, but by the depth of one's generosity." That night, Kavi felt a peace he had never known before. He realized that happiness did not come from possessing things, but from sharing what he had. Inspired by the Buddha's words, he continued to help others, giving whatever little he could. Years passed, and Kavi's kindness became known throughout the land. One day, a wealthy merchant, having heard of Kavi's generosity, decided to test him. The merchant disguised himself as a beggar and approached Kavi, asking for food. Without hesitation, Kavi offered the man his only remaining meal. The merchant revealed his true identity and, deeply moved by Kavi's selflessness, gifted him a golden bowl filled with gold coins. But instead of keeping the riches for himself, Kavi used them to help others, building shelters for the homeless, feeding the hungry, and offering water to the thirsty. When word of Kavi's actions reached the Buddha, he smiled and said, "A heart that gives is a heart that never runs empty." Just as a small lamp can light many others without losing its flame, a kind soul can give endlessly and only grow richer in spirit. Kavi continued to live simply, his heart filled with joy, knowing that true happiness was not in wealth, but in giving and compassion. Moral of the story: Buddha's teachings remind us that generosity, kindness, and compassion are the true riches of life. The more we give, the more we receive, not in material wealth, but in peace and fulfillment.